In this episode, I want to talk about relationship. Going into a romantic relationship with people. I realized that a lot of people do not understand a concept before delving into that concept. And it takes a whole human being, a completely okay human being to want to go into a relationship. Because you need to know where you're going to before you drag somebody into your life. Imagine you want to travel to a place called the Ikorodu in Lagos, Nigeria, and you can't find your way. Then you drag somebody into your life to go on that journey with you. Both of you will be lost because you don't know where Ikorodu is in Lagos. And that is the same about relationship. If you don't know your way, if you don't have a future, it is very wrong to be thinking about future partner. Unless you have a future, you don't need a future partner. And for you to have a future, you need to be whole. You need to be a complete human being. And complete human being, it has to be both medically, both physically, both emotionally, both intellectually. A lot of people want to go into relationship and something as simple as sense they do not have. Sense is very important. That's the barest minimum, just to have sense in a relationship. I was listening to a podcast recently. I began to think, you need to do something deserving of celebration to be tagged celebrity. But these days, people just because they are on one reality TV show, they become celebrity, I'll begin to celebrate them. No, you need to do something worth of celebrating. Maybe, anything that is worth celebrating could be discovering something, using your talent and potential to impact generation for us to call you celebrity. But this generation, the term celebrity is now anybody that has shown a vagina in public or anybody that is that has shown us his six-pack and penis can be tagged as celebrity. It doesn't matter whether the person has sense or not. Back to that podcast. Ladies, probably in their late 20s and early 30s, we're talking about they cannot date or marry a guy that lives on the mainland of Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos is divided into two, mainland, island. And the other one says he cannot even marry a guy that does not roll with a mopo. And I'm beginning to wonder, does her father even roll with man o' war? Or does her father even roll with Boy Scouts that is expecting the son of another man to be rolling with mopo to want to date or to want to marry him? I have no problem with them. And I have no problem with whoever wants to go into relationship with them. My problem is you will not use your standard to say that is what will determine how other relationships should be. When you dig deep, you realize that these girls, these young women, they are struggling with probably identity crisis. They are struggling with trying to impress, trying to feel among, trying to be a celebrity. What does it matter if a guy or a lady lives on the mainland or island before you get to marry or date the person? Does mainland or island automatically put sense or automatically make someone a good man or a good woman? Sometimes when people just open their mouth and talk, you realize that many of those people doing those podcasts, they need therapy and not a microphone. They should go to the therapy and heal themselves completely and cure themselves of whatever sickness that is worrying them, and not using microphone to amplify or to make noise about the disease. When I say disease here, could be emotional, could be art, could be childhood experiences that is wrong with them. So when they open their mouth and say they cannot date a guy living on the mainland, you begin to wonder, is this person okay? Is this person old? Is this person well? What is wrong with this person? And you realize that when you dig deep, there could be identity crisis. She could be trying to impress somebody. She could be suffering from childhood trauma that she has not healed from. I met a young lady who told me in confidence, say, sir, I cannot marry for love. I marry for the money. Whoever is bringing the money is who has my love. And when I began to ask her question, I realized that she's from a very poor background. The mom was doing well until the mom married the father, because the father was not doing well. So they were struggling to feed, they were struggling to eat. And she said, my mom loved my father. That was why my mom married the man that could not completely provide, but he's struggling, he's trying to do his best. But for me, I don't want to experience what I experienced in my father's house. So she's thinking marrying a man that has the money to take care of her is what will bring in love for her. And you understand that this person needs to heal. So before you go into a relationship, you need to be a completely whole human being. If you're not an awesome being, You don't need somebody into your life, because relationship is not to complete you, it's to complement you. You must be a complete human being to want to go into a relationship. If you are not a complete human being, then you don't need a relationship. You need to first deal with your issues. You need to first deal with yourself. You need to first deal with whatever it is that is going through your mind or in your life before you drag somebody's son or somebody's daughter into your life. And that goes to guys too. You must understand that when you want a relationship, you must date somebody that believes in the same value as you, the same ideology as you, the same belief as you. Because if your values do not align and you want to bring that person into your life, then there's a problem. So let's say, for example, you are a guy and you met that lady that says you have to roll with Mopo, and then the value does not align. You're able to deceive her, you roll with Mopo first and second time, and she got involved with you. You know there will be an issue, there will be more problems. Now you cannot continue to sustain the Mopo rolling, and she wants you to continue rolling with Mopo. She doesn't want you to be stopped by police when driving on the street of Lagos, and you are beginning to wonder, how much do I need to impress this person? You know, a lot of people, what they do not expect from their brothers or from their father, they expect a man to do for them. And also a man, what they do not expect from their mothers or their sisters, they expect the woman to do. And it's worrisome. Why I agree that before going to a relationship, you have to check background and check all the things. You must also understand that the belief system is very important. From what people say, you begin to understand what they believe in. It's not by saying, I believe in this. From what they say, from how they say it, you begin to know that this person needs a complete healing. And this person, if he's not healed, then there's a problem. I cannot go into a relationship with you. So, ladies and gentlemen, before seeking another relationship, before trying to start a fresh relationship, ask yourself, am I a whole human being? Will it be good to drag somebody into my life with this baggage I'm carrying? Am I not supposed to deal with this baggage first before dragging another man's son or another woman's daughter into my life to either come and destroy or aggravate or come and turn me to a rehabilitation center? Relationship is not a rehabilitation center. If you are looking somebody to come and heal you, go to the psychiatrist or go to the hospital. Your relationship should not be a place for rehabilitation. You need to rehabilitate yourself and get yourself healed before you drag somebody into your life. Because if that is not done, you will begin to have a series of divorce, and divorce will continue to be celebrated because the people going into marriage these days, they are not transformed. They just love the idea of marriage. They don't understand what marriage means. They enjoy wedding. They love the idea of love, but they don't know what love is. They don't know how much sacrifice you need to do or you need to make marriage work. Marriage is a lot of work. And until you are ready to do the work and not just the glamour or the outing or the entertainment that you see in public that is marriage, it takes two people willing and trying to communicate with each other to say, this thing, if you have signed a dotted line, we need to make it work. It's not about saying I cannot date a guy living on mainland, or I cannot date a guy earning less than 100K. With whatever it is that you think you know about relationship, you need to sit yourself down and ask yourself, am I a completely whole human being? Whatever standard you want to set for yourself is not a problem. The question is, are these standards realistic? This standard, what is the motivation behind this standard I'm setting? Is it being motivated by my upbringing, or by lack, or by trying to impress people, or because people have so much talk about me, it has entered into my head so much, and I believe that I can just come to the microphone and spill anything? Relationship takes a lot, and it's a lot of sacrifice. And before you go into it, you must be a completely okay human being, and at least the barest minimum, have sense. It's as simple as that. Thank you.